From Amit Shah directing all states to identify Pakistani nationals and ensure their return after visa cancellations, to Pakistan closing its airspace to Indian carriers on Thursday, forcing airlines to reroute westbound flights, increasing fuel burn and flight durations. Here is today's news wrap. In the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has directed all states to identify Pakistani nationals and ensure their swift return after their visa cancellations. This move is part of a broader diplomatic and security offensive, including suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty, expulsion of Pakistani diplomats, and tightening of border security.
Days after India took several diplomatic measures against Pakistan over the Pahalgam terror attack, Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Friday directed all chief ministers to identify Pakistani nationals residing in their states and take steps to ensure their prompt return after cancelling their visas. Data provided by the Ministry of Home Affairs show that between April 1, 2023 and March 31st, 2024, a total of 1,112 long-term visas were granted by the MHA to members of minority communities from Pakistan. A source said all chief secretaries of states and union territories have been directed by Home Secretary Govind Mohan to identify Pakistani nationals residing in their jurisdictions and ensure their expeditious return following visa cancellation. The source said, and I quote, the directions were issued after a meeting between Home Minister Shah and all the chief ministers. On Wednesday, India suspended the Indus Waters Treaty, downgraded diplomatic relations with Pakistan, expelled diplomats and senior defense officials from the Pakistan High Commission in Delhi, cancelled all visas granted to Pakistani nationals, and ordered them to leave the country within 48 hours and shut the Atari Wagah border. India shares a 3,323-kilometer land border with Pakistan, running through the states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Punjab, and the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The border, marked by varied terrain and distinct geographical features, is frequently targeted by infiltrators and used for smuggling arms, ammunition, and contraband. The source said all border forces have been directed to increase vigilance and enhance deployment. An official said Jammu and Kashmir has witnessed decades of terrorist violence sponsored and supported from across the border. The official said, and I quote, we have adopted a multi-pronged approach to counter cross-border infiltration. This includes strengthening border infrastructure, deploying multiple security layers along the international border and line of control, adapting to shifting infiltration routes, constructing and maintaining border fencing and culverts over nalas, upgrading technology, weapons, and equipment for security forces, enhancing intelligence and operational coordination, installing floodlights along the border, and streamlining intelligence sharing to facilitate proactive anti terror operations in the valley. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi had warned terrorists during his Bihar speech on Thursday.
Today, from the soil of Bihar, I say to the whole world, India will identify, track, and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Terrorism will not go unpunished. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done. The entire nation is firm in this resolve. Everyone who believes in humanity is with us. I thank the people of various countries and their leaders who have stood with us in these times.
In other news, the tremors of the devastating Pahalgam terror attack that claimed 26 innocent lives have now crossed borders, triggering a sharp military and diplomatic response from New Delhi. On Friday, the Indian Army retaliated to provocations by Pakistan along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. Sources confirmed that small arms fire initiated by Pakistan at several locations was effectively responded to by Indian forces. This comes just hours after Pakistan issued a statement threatening to suspend all bilateral agreements with India, including the historic Shimla Agreement, and strongly rejected India's decision to hold the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance. Islamabad warned that any attempt to divert Pakistan's share of water under the treaty would be treated as an act of war.
As tensions escalate between New Delhi and Islamabad over the Pahalgam terror attack that killed 26 people, the Indian Army on Friday retaliated to firing by the Pakistani military at some places along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. There have been no reports of any casualties. A source said there were incidents of small arm firing at some places on the line of control initiated by Pakistan. He added the firing was effectively responded to. This comes hours after Pakistan said that it shall exercise the right to hold all bilateral agreements with India, including but not limited to the Simla Agreement, in abeyance. A statement from its Prime Minister's office said Pakistan vehemently rejects the Indian announcement to hold the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance and any attempt to stop or divert the flow of water belonging to Pakistan as per the Indus Waters Treaty, and the usurpation of the rights of lower riparian will be considered as an act of war. India has also increased the pressure on Pakistan, informing them formally late on Thursday that the Indus Waters Treaty was on hold from immediate effect. It also decided to cancel all existing visas to Pak nationals with effect from April 27 and suspended visa services for them. Additionally, New Delhi advised its nationals to avoid travelling to Pakistan and asked those still there to return. Thursday's retaliation after the Pahalgam attack is the strongest since the abrogation of Article 370 in 2019. The Pahalgam attack is also the deadliest terror strike on civilians in India since Mumbai in 2008. The government on Thursday held an all-party meeting to brief political leaders on the Pahalgam terror attack. After the meeting ended, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, who is also the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, said the government has the opposition's full support to take any action.
कंडेम किया है सबने जो हुआ है और पूरी सपोर्ट दिया ऑपोजिशन ने सरकार को कोई भी एक्शन नहीं.
In the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack, an all-party meeting in Jammu and Kashmir, convened by Chief Minister Umar Abdullah on Thursday, unanimously adopted a resolution condemning the incident in strong words and supporting the steps taken by the union government announced yesterday. The J&K parties also appealed to the state governments across the country to come forward with an unwavering commitment to protect Kashmiri students and other residents who find themselves far from home. These individuals, whether travelling or residing outside Jammu and Kashmir, must be safeguarded against any form of harassment, discrimination or intimidation, the resolution states.
जो आज ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग के हवाले से जो करारदाद मंजूर किए गए वो पढ़ के आपको सुनाऊं और इनकी हार्ड कॉपी जो है अभी तैयार की जा रही है. जाते जाते इनकी हार्ड कॉपी जो है आपके हवाले की जाएगी. We, the participants of the all-party meeting of Jammu and Kashmir, deeply shocked and anguished by the recent barbaric attack in Pahalgam on 22nd April 2025 on innocent civilians, do hereby adopt this resolution in a spirit of collective solidarity and resolve. We unequivocally condemn in the strongest possible terms the heinous, inhumane attack in Pahalgam that targeted and killed innocent civilians. Such cowardly acts of brutality against peaceful citizens have no place in society and are a direct assault on the values of Kashmiriyat and the idea of India, which have long been a symbol of unity, peace and harmony in the region. We stand unwavering in our commitment to support all efforts to bring these perpetrators to justice. In doing so, we affirm that no act of terror can ever weaken our resolve or extinguish our indomitable spirit. We also support the steps taken by the Union government announced yesterday. We extend our deepest condolences to the families who have suffered loss. We share in your sorrow and stand united with you in this time of profound grief. We salute the supreme sacrifice of Shaheed Sayyid Adil Hussain Shah, who ferried tourists on his horse in Pahalgam and was martyred during his attempt to fight one of the terrorists to save the tourists. His valor and selflessness shall remain forever an inspiration to all. He is a true face of Kashmiriyat and Kashmiri hospitality. We hereby commend our people for the extraordinary display of their moral and material support to all the tourists across the Kashmir Valley and for their resolute unity in condemning the recent attack. We appreciate the spontaneous, peaceful demonstration across towns and villages across the length and the breadth of Jammu and Kashmir, which exemplify our unwavering commitment to peace, communal harmony, and the rule of law, and reaffirm our collective resolve to foster mutual respect, uphold constitutional values, and work collaboratively for the prosperity and stability of Jammu and Kashmir. We humbly and earnestly appeal to the governments of all states and union territories in these trying times to come forward with unwavering commitment to protect the Kashmiri students and citizens who find themselves far from home. These individuals, whether traveling or residing outside Jammu and Kashmir, must be safeguarded against any form of harassment, discrimination, or intimidation. We call upon all political parties, community leaders, religious institutions, youth groups, civil society organizations, and media organizations in J&K and the nation to maintain calm, resist provocations of those who seek to disrupt harmony, and continue working together for peace and development of the region. Unanimously adopted on 24th April 2025 in Srinagar by the consent of all members present at the all-party meeting.
Meanwhile, Pakistan closed its airspace to Indian carriers on Thursday, forcing airlines to reroute westbound flights, increasing fuel burn and flight durations. This disruption is expected to drive up costs, potentially leading to higher airfares. Air India and Indigo have confirmed flight delays and cancellations, with Air India rerouting flights to North America, Europe, and the Middle East. The 2019 airspace closure cost Indian Airlines 700 crore rupees in additional expenses. While the full impact is still being assessed, passengers should expect longer travel times and potential ticket price hikes in the coming weeks.
In a move that's set to disrupt travel plans and potentially inflate international airfares, Pakistan has closed its airspace to Indian Airlines starting on Thursday. The restriction forces Indian carriers to take longer, fuel-heavy detours on westbound international flights, especially those departing from northern airports like Delhi, Lucknow, and Amritsar. And the impact? Longer flight times, higher fuel costs, and quite possibly pricier tickets. A review of recent flight paths by the Indian Express shows that the fallout is already evident. Routes to Central Asia, the Caucasus, West Asia, Europe, and the United Kingdom, and of course, North America now need to bypass Pakistan, adding significant time in the air. While the Pakistani government hasn't officially disclosed details, it is widely seen as a retaliatory step in response to recent political and military tensions. The situation echoes 2019 when Pakistan closed its skies after the Balakot airstrikes. That shutdown lasted nearly 5 months and cost Indian Airlines an estimated 700 crore rupees in additional fuel and operational hassles. India's flagship carrier, Air India, is once again bracing for a major hit. It's the only Indian airline operating ultra-long-haul flights to destinations like the US, Canada, and Europe, all of which typically fly over Pakistani airspace. In a statement posted on social media platform X, the airline acknowledged the disruption and said some flights will now take extended alternative routes while assuring passengers that safety remains its top priority. India's largest airline by market share, Indigo, also issued a travel advisory. The budget carrier has expanded rapidly in recent years to Central Asia and the Caucasus, destinations that now require roundabout routing. The airline said some of our international flights are being impacted. We understand the inconvenience and are doing our best to help you reach your destination at the earliest. Indigo encouraged the passengers to check flight status updates and explore rebooking or refunds via its website. As of Thursday, Indigo's flights from Delhi to Baku and Tbilisi were delayed by over 90 minutes and its Delhi Almaty flight was cancelled. If you're flying west from India in the coming days or weeks, expect potential delays and possibly costlier fares. The longer routes mean aircraft will need more fuel and in some cases may require additional crew or stopovers for refueling, all of which push up airline operating costs. And here's the kicker. While Indian carriers must fly around Pakistan, airlines from other countries can still overfly Pakistani airspace. That gives them a fuel and time advantage and could tip passenger traffic in their favor, especially among price-conscious flyers. Right now, Indian Airlines are still addressing the full operational and financial impact. Sources say that the immediate focus is on rerouting flights efficiently and minimizing passenger disruption. A clearer picture of the long-term consequences, including how much more travelers might pay, will likely emerge in the coming days. All major Indian airlines, including Air India Express, SpiceJet, Akasa Air, and Indigo, operate flights to West Asia, while Air India and Indigo also serve Europe, North America, and Central Asia. This isn't the first time Pakistan's airspace restrictions have caused turbulence. In February 2019, following India's airstrikes in Balakot, Pakistan shut down its airspace entirely. The closure lasted until July, affecting more than 400 flights a day and causing widespread delays and cost overruns. At the time, Air India's Delhi-Chicago flights had to make refueling stops in Europe. Indigo's Delhi-Istanbul service, operated by narrow-body aircraft, had to refuel in Doha. The result? Flight durations jumped up by 80 minutes and passenger inconvenience soared.
In other news, Jammu and Kashmir's Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has expressed his support for the suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan, calling the treaty unfair to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Abdullah highlighted the long-standing concerns regarding the distribution of water resources and the treaty's impact on the region. In a press conference, he also condemned the politicization of Kashmir's issues and reiterated the importance of solidarity in these challenging times.
As far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, let's be honest, we have never been in favor of the Indus Water Treaty. We have always believed that the Indus Water Treaty has been the most unfair document to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, what the medium to long-term implications of this are, that's something we will have to wait to see. उन तमाम 26 लोगों के जो लवाहिकीन हैं, जो उनके ख़ानदान हैं, उनके साथ ताज़ियत और हमदर्दी का इजहार करें। मैं तमाम जो इस मीटिंग में जिन हजरात ने हिस्सा लिया उनका शुक्रिया करता हूं कि एक तो बहुत कम नोटिस पे आए और दूसरा उन्होंने खुली अल्फाजों में ये कहा कि जो ये हमला हुआ ये हमारे लिए नहीं था। It was not in our name. हम ना इसके साथ थे, ना हैं, ना आगे रहेंगे। अफसोस है कि ये हुआ। आगे इस तरह का वाक़या पेश ना आए, कुछ मशवरे हुकूमत के सामने रखे गए। मैंने इन्हें यकीन दिलाया है कि जो भी मशवरे इस मीटिंग के हवाले से हमें दिए गए हैं उन पे हम अमल करेंगे। ठीक?
उमर साहब, गैर बाहर की रियासत में जो ज़ेर तालीम तलबा वो तालिबात में उनमें बड़ी इनसिक्योरिटी है।
मैंने खुद होम मिनिस्टर साहब से बात की इसी मीटिंग के दौरान। उन्होंने मुझे यकीन दिलाया है कि जो भी कदम उठाने की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, जम्मू कश्मीर के बाहर जो कश्मीरी हमारे, चाहे वो स्टूडेंट्स हों, ट्रेडर्स हों या और कोई हों, उनकी सुरक्षा के लिए, उनकी सिक्योरिटी और सेफ्टी के लिए वो कदम और इक़दामात उठाए जाएंगे। होम मिनिस्ट्री की तरफ से एक एडवाइजरी जारी किया जाएगा और होम मिनिस्टर साहब ने खुद कुछ चीफ मिनिस्टरों के साथ इसके बारे में बात की। इससे पहले कल मैंने खुद कुछ अपने काउंटर पार्ट चीफ मिनिस्टर से इस मुतल्लिक बात की है और जहाँ जहाँ इस तरह की खबरें आ रही हैं उनके वहाँ पे जो है कुछ ठोस कदम और कॉन्क्रीट स्टेप्स जो हैं वो लिए जा रहे हैं। यहाँ से भी जो ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर्स हैं वो उन रियासतों में जाके उन रियासतों की हुकूमतों से तालमेल करके वहाँ पे अगर कुछ और कदम उठाए जाने होंगे तो उठा के वापस आ जाएंगे।
Umar Saab, tourism industry will be massively hit because of this attack.
Now, at this point in time, we are not counting rupees and paisa.
But
In
how
fact,
do you restore the faith?
I think it is a credit to all the participants and the stakeholders in this meeting. Not one of them lamented the loss of business. Not one of them said, okay, what will happen to me? My rooms are empty. What will happen to me? My houseboat is empty. What will happen to me? My taxi is empty. They all said, business comes, business goes. At this point in time, that is not our concern. Our concern is to express solidarity and sympathy with the families of those 26 people who were killed in this attack. There may be a time in the future when we will sit down and discuss the financial implications of what is happening to the J&K economy, but not one of the participants used this meeting today to either talk about the business losses that they are suffering or ask for any sort of compensation from the government. And I think that is a credit to our business organizations.
Umar Saab, Indus Water Treaty has been put in abeyance. Indus Water Treaty has been put in abeyance.
Kya cheez?
Indus Water Treaty has been put in abeyance.
Now, Government of India has taken some steps. As far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, let's be honest, we have never been in favor of the Indus Water Treaty. We have always believed that the Indus Water Treaty has been the most unfair document to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, what the medium to long-term implications of this are, that's something we will have to wait to see.
आज कोई सियासत नहीं, हर कोई मैदान में आया और अपना साथ दे रहा है, सिंपैथी कर रहा है। आप इस चीज को लेकर क्या कहना चाहेंगे सर?
अब क्या कहूँगा, इसके लिए मुझे लगता है हम सबको अपनी जगह कम से कम ये तसल्ली होनी चाहिए। खुशी तो मैं कह नहीं सकता हूँ क्योंकि इन हालात में खुशी का इजहार कोई नहीं कर सकता, ना किसी को खुशी महसूस हो रही है, लेकिन कम से कम तसल्ली तो हो। जो आज जामा मस्जिद में जुमा की नमाज से पहले 2 मिनट की खामोशी इख्तियार की गई, ये उन तमाम चैनलों को जवाब है जो कश्मीरियों के खिलाफ जहर भरने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। लेकिन बदकिस्मती से ये बेशर्म चैनल ये दिखाएंगे नहीं, क्योंकि ये चीज दिखा के उनकी चैनलें चलेंगी नहीं। ये चैनल नफरत फैला के चलती हैं। काश ये चैनल जो हैं इनकी हिम्मत होती, मैं माफ़ी चाहता हूं ये कहते हुए, लेकिन कुछ इन चैनलों के एंकर बुज़दिल लोग हैं, वो सच का साथ नहीं देते। अगर वो सच का साथ देते तो वो दुनिया को बताते कि आज कश्मीर के ऐतिहासिक जामा मस्जिद में पहलगाम के 26 जो विक्टिम्स हैं उनके साथ हमदर्दी के लिए 2 मिनट की खामोशी इख्तियार की गई। इससे ज्यादा हम क्या कह सकते हैं?
सरहदों पर बड़ा तनाव है सर,
to basically reward the bravery of the Pahalgam guy who
Absolutely.
really came to the rescue of these
Absolutely. It was a major part of our discussions today. As we mentioned in the declaration of the all-party meeting yesterday, he is a symbol not just of Kashmiriyat but of Kashmiri hospitality. And it is our responsibility not just to reward him and his family but to keep that memory alive for times immemorial. So we will find a suitable mechanism to do that. In the meantime, the Maharashtra tour and travel operators have already taken a decision to adopt his family, to take care of all their education needs from now until they complete their education.
That's all for today, leaving you with visuals of Telangana Chief Minister, Congress leader Salman Khurshid, AIMM President Asauddin Owaisi, and other leaders joining a candle march protest over the Pahalgam terror attack in Hyderabad.
ये ऐसे मौके पे जो आतंकवादी अपने देशवासियों के ऊपर हमला किए, ऐसे हमला को हम सब एकट्ठा होकर 140 करोड़ लोग हम सब मिलके मुंह को जवाब देने का वक्त है। इसीलिए आज तेलंगाना राज्य से 4 करोड़ जनता और दुनिया सबसे कम 100 देशों का उनके प्रतिनिधि यहाँ पर हाजिर होकर अपने साथ जोड़ के आतंकवादियों के खिलाफ लड़ने के लिए हमको मदद दिए। हम लोग सब मिलके इस देश प्रधानमंत्री को हम मदद देंगे। प्रधानमंत्री जी, मोदी जी, 1967 चीन ने अपने देश के ऊपर हमला किया तो इंदिराजी ने मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिए। उसके बाद पाकिस्तान 1971 में इस देश के ऊपर हमला किए तो इंदिराजी ने पाकिस्तान को मुंह तोड़ जवाब देकर एक धक्का में 2 टुकड़े किए पाकिस्तान को, एक बांग्लादेश, दूसरा पाकिस्तान। उस वक्त अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने ये कहा, इंदिरा जी को दुर्गा माता ने कहा, आप दुर्गा माता के वक्त को हमें पता है, दुर्गा माता को याद करो। अभी पाकिस्तान के ऊपर जो हमला करना है, जो भी करना है आप आगे करो। आज पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ कदम उड़ाना है, समझौता का समय नहीं है, मुंह तोड़ जवाब देना है। इसीलिए आप आगे बढ़ो, हम लोग आपके साथ में रहेंगे। 140 करोड़ भारतीय वासियों आपके साथ है। पीओके को पाकिस्तान को 2 टुकड़ा करो, पाक ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर हिंदुस्तान में मिला दो, हम साथ में रहेंगे।